actually going to say, hey, Tim, there was this research article that we read a long time ago, and we talk about sometimes about being a race car going through the intersection.
Oh, yeah.
Or being the big truck. Would you mind sharing that one? Because I think
Yeah.
that's really helpful just to talk. It shows the neurological process, but in a really great little story.
Yeah, it comes out of the neurological research on addictions and the neurological impact that addictions have on the brain. Because when we really dig into what is an addiction, and I love that I think it was the American Medical Association finally changed their definition of addiction from being a behavioral problematic behavior disorder to a neurological brain problem. But two of the areas of the brain that get impacted in neurology by addictions are the area of our brain that sort of controls our focus and what we're drawn to, as well as the part of our brain that acts as a container and sort of is a braking system. And so and a normal non-addict individual, a civilian from 12-step lingo, is able to navigate through their life pretty easily. They feel like they're in a sports car, and in reality, their brain is functioning like a sports car. They're able to recognize that there's a turn coming up in their life, and they're able to sort of like take that turn. They recognize that they're focused on something, and they can recognize that that's their focus, but not be overly drawn to it, that they can't veer their change their direction if they need to, that they can recognize that, hey, that there's a line here with my behavior that if I cross is going to be problematic, and they're able to stop themselves and contain themselves before they get there. When there's an addiction pattern that's been going on that has neurologically impacted their brain, their ability to direct their focus is impacted. And so they are hyper drawn to those addictive triggers, addictive stimuli, whatever it is that's pulling them. They're hyper drawn to that, and they have a much more difficult time pulling themselves away. And they see, oh, here's that line that I know that if I cross this line, it's problematic. And they consistently overshoot that line because that part of their brain that contains and is a braking system for their behavior is impacted. And so when I talk about this with clients, I say, you think your brain is a sports car and you're going to be able to corner just fine and hit the brakes and stop on a dime. And what you haven't accepted yet is that with your brain being impacted by addictive behaviors the way it has been, your brain is actually a loaded moving van. And so you're going to try to take this corner, but you're not going to take the corner effectively. You're going to sort of like go way out and into the other lane and maybe tip the thing over. You're going to see the stoplight up there and you're going to hit the brakes thinking you can stop on a dime, but that moving van is going to carry its momentum and you're going to well overshoot that stopping line, and you're going to end up out in the middle of the intersection.